Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Walker Productions. My name's Michael Lanson. Today, we're going to be going over the start of the horror fanfic weekend. Today is, by the time of this recording, I will be sending this by Friday, and so I can officially say it's Friday, or it's the start of Halloween. It's Friday, so this is the Dragon Ball fanfic I promised, and we will probably make this a once in a time year thing. If my channel even goes that long, I want to make it to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. I really hope that we reach that goal. If not, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand. Anyways, let's get into it. Dragon Ball Horror. Goku, whom is taking Trunks and Goten out for trick-or-treating since Vegeta himself is busy training with Whis. Goku is talking amongst the boys, commenting on Goten being dressed as Beerus and Trunks as Golden Frieza, amplified even more so by Trunks being in a Super Saiyan form, giving him that golden glow. Which, by the way, that's a reference to Unreal Gaming. He pointed out he had a fan manga with Goku versus Michael Myers Part 2. Just a little sub nod and everything like that. Unreal Gaming had it. I'll probably leave a link down below if I forget. My bad. Uh, Goku then comments that he loves the boy's costume and wishes he had dressed up this year. He would have went as Jiren, but they were all out of alien costume accustomed to Jiren's look. Goku then hears someone getting shocked on a festival for Halloween at City Hall. The screams sound real. Goku, being gullible and naive, wants to go with Goten being excited and Trunks whispering to himself, "Darn it. I can't be scared now, not in front of Goten. Why do I have such a bad feeling?" With Goten calling him to come on, but Goku and Goten, the father-son duo, excited to go in. However, when they get there, all they see is a woman covered in blood crawling for help as people murmur and try to scramble off, but the people are more confused as if this is an act or is the assailant actually hurting her. To which we get the answer when the assailant, who is dressed up as a zombie, rips out the poor woman's eyes and clenches her skull, yelling, "Brains." As Goku and Goten cheer on, with Goten being a little afraid, as Goku comforts his son. The crowd cheers, then the zombie turns to one of the people in the crowd, with a member of the surrounding crowd questioning why the woman isn't getting up. Shortly before realizing it's somehow real, as the zombie, who we'll call Greg, slashes the throat of another victim, leaving him to fall into his arms, which the crowd growls. The crowd's attention, which gets the crowd's attention finally. Goku then realizes the people's ki is vanishing every time he does that. He's actually killing them. Goku then tells the boys to stay back. He'll handle this, as Goku steps through the crowd of people and tells Greg to stop killing these people. Getting Greg's attention as we get a view of how Greg sees things, as he sees them based on seemingly ki, and Goku is obviously the biggest of there. It's kind of like infrared, but for ki and in a living organic eye. Well, sort of living. Anyways, Greg lunges at Goku, claiming brains. But in his cognitive state, Goku's brain isn't what he's after, but his body. But Greg swipes at Goku, cutting his arm. Then, as Goku questions him how he was able to hurt him, Goku then punches Greg square in the face, sending him flying across the city, with blood spewing out of his knuckles. Goku then turns to the boys, telling them to try to help the civilians get as far away as possible from him and the zombie, as in case Greg survived. Goku flies over to meet up with Greg. He goes downtown. Goes downtown. Greg, as Goku finds the town in ruins, fire hydrants broken, cars are wrecked, buildings destroyed, and a few people dead on the ground. Goku finds Greg and questions him to why he's doing this. Who is he? Greg says he was an employee for Bulma at Capsule Corp. His name was Greg Steins. He was transporting some dangerous chemicals she was planning on using to sell to a company to make unkillable soldiers. Despite what test results have been before, Greg had an accident and spilled the chemicals all over himself, which as the which as his body absorbed it all, he eventually melted into the Capsule Corp ground and was killed. However, weeks later, the chemicals brought him back. They They brought him back. Why can't he just die? The chemicals won't let him die. Goku says that is tragic, but why is he killing all these innocent people? Greg says that he wants to ruin Capsule Corp's reputation and kill its industries just like he did to Bulma herself when he got out of the ground. Goku, taken aback by these words, asks, "What did you just say? What did you just do to Bulma?" Goku then starts to surge with rage as Greg then chuckles. Goku then starts to surge with rage as Greg then chuckles, claiming this will be good. Maybe this will be the man with the power to finally kill him. Goku then can barely hold back the rage as Goten and Trunks come back in, saying they've moved everyone out of the vicinity of the fight, which Goku says it's not far enough, warning them, as Goku erupts into Super Saiyan Blue and nearly instantly dashing in and punching Greg in the face, busting him across the jaw, sending him crashing down below as it destroys even more of West City. As the boys look on in fear, Goku then dives down using his energy as a light and realizes he could bring Bulma back using the Dragon Balls. But Greg then attacks him from behind, telling him, yes, more, feed me more of your energy. Such delicious energy. Goku then punches Greg into the air shortly before landing next to the boys. Goku just wonders how and why is he alive, until Goten reels back in fear as he sees the green starting to mold around Goku's wounds, turning him into a zombie. Goku panics and grabs Greg and races off into space to try to end him and Greg, but it's too late for him. Goku stabs into his cheeks, tears out the side of his fleshy face until Greg turns to ash, leaving the soul virus of the zombies in Son Goku. So Goku then flies back to Earth, but in a weird fashion, to where he's falling in a falling stance, however, while flying. Goku then crashes back down on Earth, landing at his home, where Chi-Chi is. He knocks on the door, wanting a word with Chi-Chi. However, Chi-Chi opens the door, and as fear strikes her heart, as Goku is now zombified and monstrous. We then see Goku go around the world attacking and fighting against people until he lands at Kami's house, where Master Roshi and Krillin are hanging out. Shortly before, Goku slices Krillin in half and falls apart as he falls apart before Goku. In the shock of Master Roshi and the rage of Marin and 18 builds up inside them, 18 rushes at Goku, not caring what's wrong with him, to a sinister Goku's pleasure, with 18 knocking off his jaw. Goku uses his tongue hanging out to blind 18 with his own blood, before ending her with a fist through her skull. Goku then says, "That wasn't fit for children. I think it's time for you to go to bed now, Marin." As Goku holds his hand out with an energy blast forming, Kami's island is then blown to smithereens. Shortly before, Kame House, my bad, I misspelled it. Shortly before Goku races around the world to deal with the biggest threats and key sources for him, Goku lands on Android 17's island, which appears to be when 17 is taking his family on a cruise ship. 17 is met by the arrival of Goku holding his dead wife's body coming out of the bedroom. He tosses it to 17, scaring his children and himself, even, until 17 questions what the hell is wrong with Goku. Shortly before, Goku takes his hand and blasts straight through the ship, causing it to sink. 17 grabs his children and leaps off the boat to try to make it to the island before Goku powers up, releasing a huge Kamehameha, hitting 17 and engulfing him and his children. 17, who is now shirtless, had his children disintegrate before his very eyes due to Son Goku. 17 is far more furious than he's ever been before, even more powerful, as 17 spins around and knocks Goku across the face, indenting his head in, sending him flying across the sea. Goku's face then adjusts back a little bit as Goku powers up to Super Saiyan 3 and races in at 17, clashing into an epic fight. 17 and Goku go back and forth exchanging blows until 17 is at the peak and reels back with all his might to destroys his hand on Son Goku's forehead, disintegrating his arm. Goku tells him his time is up shortly before ripping out his heart and his power swords and bathing in his blood as if a ritual. However, Goku is then met with the arrival of Tien, Yamcha, Gohan, Gotenks, and Piccolo, who sensed Goku's power and was all around afraid of Goku when Goten gave them the news. Gohan looks down at his father with horror and fear as Goku says he'd like to have a few choice words with his boys. Goten rushes in as Goku and him begin fighting in base form, with Gotenks already being in Super Saiyan 3. Goku then punches his half-son so hard that his eye pops out of his socket. He then proceeds to rip the boys in half by their arms, sending their fusion into a weird messed up half Gotenks, half Trunks bodies. Goku then grins as best he can at Gohan, who is now furious and turns to his potential unleashed mode. He races down at Goku. However, Goku dodges and kills Tien by spin kicking before using the blade of his foot to slice Yamcha in half before kicking his skull in, leaving only Piccolo and Gohan. Gohan then races at Goku, for real this time, and he still dodges, leaving Gohan to ask why. Goku then dashes in at Piccolo and gets close and personal to him before he almost impales Piccolo. Before Gohan tries to dive in and save his friend, Goku dodges out of the way, leaving Gohan to stab Piccolo through his heart, killing his best friend. Goku and Gohan finally have a standoff, with Gohan really laying into Goku as telling him Piccolo was the only ever father figure he had. And even now, while Piccolo's dead, Goku's trying to kill him. Goku retorts maybe if he was a son worth training or more like him, he would want to be around him more, which that couldn't even be further from what Goku's trying to say. Hold on, I lost my place. Gohan then gets mad and punches Goku in the gut, penetrating him completely through him. Gohan then asks why he did this. Gohan then rips his fist out of Goku's chest. Goku in his quasi-normal eyes says, "Run. Just run." As all the people killed from before begins rising as they are now zombies with a deformed and horrified look. Greg's wicked face laughs in space with an evil howl being heard as Beerus and Whis and Vegeta return to Earth per usual. However, someone presses the stop button and tells the crystal ball that's enough of that. We learn that the person is Bulma, and she goes on to tell Greg, who is in a containment, saying her simulation machine shows worst case scenario and best case scenario, and this was just hellish, so hell no. Bulma ain't letting Greg out. He'll stay in his confined case she made after he sunk into the ground. She managed to capture him before bringing about these events. Anyways, basically everything that you saw would be what have happened if Greg managed to revive himself and Bulma did not make the containment cage she did. So that's it. So that's that. This just showed what would happen if Greg did get out and revive himself due to the chemicals, as Greg's eyes glare at Bulma from afar with rage, wanting to be free, as Bulma calls the company she bought the chemicals from to sue them. And that was Dragon Ball Horror. Basically, I'm going to start doing this series have Dragon Ball's own interpretations of zombies, or at least my interpretations of how it could be a cool way to embellish in the world, like have vampires, have zombies, etc. But anyways, happy Friday. I hope you have a happy Halloween. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you did enjoy. Drop a comment down below. And I've been Walker Productions. My name is Michael Lance, and I've been reading off the script I've made. And I'm just so proud to be able to say I have a community of followers that actually want to see what I got. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Happy Halloween!